Let's talk about Senran Kagura. If you watch the Japanese Nintendo Direct. Okay, let's back up a moment. What is Senran Kagura? It's a series of games. It's a series of games that star a bunch of overly endowed underage ninja girls. Most people who are aware of Senran Kagura know at least that much about it. It's like, have you ever heard of Senran Kagura? Oh yeah, it's that game with the ninja girls with the boobs. It's like, yeah, it's exactly it. I would wager that there's a significant percentage of those people who have heard of Senran Kagura and would at least recognize some key art from the game who have no idea what genre this game is. You'd ask me, it's like, what kind of game is Senran Kagura? It's like, is it a dating sim, fighting game, tournament fighter? Is it a real time strategy game? Is it like a Warriors game? It's typically a side scrolling brawler, but it's funny. It's the gameplay isn't what sells that one. It's the art. So there's a Senran Kagura game coming for the Switch, which we kind of expected because the dude whose name I don't remember, who's basically the guy behind that series, said, "Yeah, Senran Kagura. I'm really interested because that HD rumble has got my creative juices flowing." And HD rumble, of course, is the hyper sensitive rumble that uh, can make you feel different things. Like, oh my gosh, there's ice cubes floating around in my Joy-Con. Oh, the rumble is so sensitive, it feels like there's something shaking around in the Joy-Con. And he's like, hmm. So the Nintendo Direct had a 1-minute feature on the new Senran Kagura game. And they focused solely on the fact that using HD Rumble, we can make the Joy-Cons feel like boobs. There was no gameplay. Nothing. They probably haven't even started it yet. They're like, we better make sure the HD Rumble feels like boobs, then we'll figure out the game. I hope that comes to America. Seriously, it's a 1-minute spot and there's no gameplay. Not even a discussion of what genre this is. This could be like that creepy girl in a room virtual reality game. You know, the one where there's a room and there's a girl in it and you can just stare at her from any angle. Like a low angle. Huh? You see? It's like, oh, look at the texture on her blouse. Yeah. So maybe maybe the Senran Kagura game for Switch is exactly that. And there's just a girl standing in a room and you just just do this. Just hold the Joy-Con in each hand. Whee! That's Copperfield the game. Maybe I'm completely off base. Maybe it's another side-scrolling beat 'em up, but it's nope. Wow, it feels all jiggly. It feels like a jiggly pudding. It's like, have you ever felt breasts before? I don't have them, so no. But I do have water balloons. That must be something similar, right? You know, I watch a fair amount of anime. If you have really good eyesight, you can see a lot of it behind me. I get the impression sometimes when I watch anime or play video games from Japan, I'm like, Have you no experience with breasts at all? Because I don't consider myself like the most experienced person in the world. Or, I didn't major in human anatomy, but I'm like, that's not how breasts work. That ain't how they move. It ain't what they look like, and they don't feel like water balloons or jiggly pudding. Seriously, go. Let me. I'm gonna find a link so you can all watch this because it's really, really great. Um, maybe not. You can find it. If Zachary were here to fill some time, I do. Hang on, I need to wipe tears from my face. Okay. You know, I watched a show called Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, something like that. And one of my criticisms of the show was it thinks breasts are funnier than I do. But I've just spent the last 5 minutes laughing about breasts, so okay, maybe breasts really are that funny, or maybe it's just other people who have never spent any time with women ever that I find funny. I'm like, women exist in Japan, right? You could like hire some of them. It's like, okay, um, Miss, let's get all the women in the company over here. We've just hired a bunch of women. We got like 10 new hires here. Okay, ladies, come on in. It's like, all right, new game, Senran Kagura. The point of the game is to do this to girls that just stand there. We want you. We need your feedback, your expert opinion, because we want this to be as accurate as possible. And after the lawsuits are settled, the new hires pick up the controllers, and they're like, okay. And this guy's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, it's an interesting idea for a game. It's maybe a little rapey. These girls look a little young, and it's kind of creepy that they just stand there while you grab them and do this. But all that aside, let's just talk the tech here, and then we'll worry about the maybe less than savory implications of this presentation. So let's talk about the tech. It feels like jiggly pudding. And I imagine it's like, well, what do you think? It's like, yeah, jiggly pudding. It's a 10 out of 10. Jiggly pudding is probably like, yes! And they're like, no, that's not jiggly pudding. Go to your room and we'll engineer this damn thing. And it's like, okay, we have fixed it. And he goes in and he's like, thank you, women's that I have hired to help the breast fondly mechanics. Now it's accurate. Okay, let's see what you guys have come up with. What the hell is that? And then all 10 women facepalm and walk out, laughing. And he's like, what?
それでは